Hey everyone, my name is Lisa. Welcome to Crepe Myrtle Row. Alright, one of the first things I'm going to show you is something I absolutely love. And it's this oil painting or acrylics. It may be acrylics. I'm not really sure. I don't know my stuff. Probably acrylic. I don't feel quite the texture that oil does. But someone with the last name Spring in 2011. But look at the detail. I just loved the chicken, the little Coke thing, the little farm stand, the wagon, just everything, the flag, everything about this picture I absolutely loved. And for $8, and it's so hard. And this one is hand painted because I have several by this artist that I found at that thrift store. And $8, y'all. I couldn't believe it. And see, they even went around the edges so you don't have to worry about trying to find a frame to fit these. They are made to just hang like they are. All right, the next one I have of that same artist, and this one was, I guess, in 2010, was this beautiful winter scene or Christmas scene. You see a little bit of the Christmas lights and a little snowman. This one kind of gives me the Thomas Kincaid vibes here. So there's that winter one, and then this winter one with the church and the things. So wouldn't these be beautiful hanging, like somewhere together? All right, this next piece I actually bought up at the antique store that I have my stuff in from another vendor. But y'all, you know how I love my flashy, shiny things outside. I am going to hang this out of one of my trees. And I can imagine when the sun hits that, it is just going to be gorgeous out there. This one's actually got a light made in it. It's hard to see with the other lights on, but see, it's like little crystal balls there, and they change colors. That's not going to hold up outside. This piece will. These are just like little plastic pieces that are made to look like mirror. But how it's made up here, I'm going to take that out and put a solar light. Just one of them smaller ones should fit just sitting right there perfectly. That's what I did to the big long that looks like little crystal beads that I had. That's what I did to that one. So that's what I'm going to do to this one and hang it out in my tree somewhere. Y'all, I love yard art. Junk art is some may call it, but I love it. And I gave $12 for that. And at that day, let me look around and see what I can find that came from there. I went to actually refresh my booth, but I always make the mistake and walk around checking out what everybody else has got, and I always come back with something. I tell them I basically have to have a booth up there to fund my habit of buying from up there. But I got this box, and this is how they had it wrapped, of the vintage ornaments. I love the box, love the ornaments. I want to display it just like this. It's missing the cellophane inside, but I think I'm going to try to take this bag and go on the inside of the box and kind of cut it out and put this in it just to help make it look more like it would have originally with the cellophane inside. Well, you know what? I said it didn't have it. I feel it some places. I just don't feel it on all of them, so it must be torn. But I'm going to try to repair that, take it out of this box, but I want to sit it up like this, so I don't want these falling out. So that's why I'm wanting to make sure I have something in the way. But y'all, I got this for $15. You can't hardly find just like 4 of these little ornaments in an antique store for $15. Everybody wants so much for them. But I just thought that would be really pretty with a lot of my vintage Christmas things. Another thing I got at that store was this little daisy. If y'all watched my video of where I did the tour of the Tryon Antique Mall, as I was walking around, one of the vendors that I showed there in there, I picked this up, but I put it back. And I said, well, next time I'm around, I'm going to get it. Well, I just never got around to it. And then the other day, I went in there, and she had everything in her booth 50% off. it had been only $5 to start with. So $2.50 is all I had to pay for that. Yes, it is missing one you know, the little broken petals there, but I don't think you're really gonna pay that attention when it's sitting like on a little book in a vignette or something. But daisies are my favorite flower, so I was very happy to find that. In that same booth, she had this little basket. It's like a buttocks basket. It just don't have quite the indention in the middle for the little butt cheeks, I guess you would call them. But I love little baskets, and I ended up paying like $3 for this basket. So that was like thrift store prices. And then she had these little vintage, trying to see, well, I can't quite tell what it says on the bottom of there, but something Japan. But these little owl salt and pepper shakers. And I ended up giving $1 or $1.50 for these. Could not beat that. So that goes to show you, look around at antique stores. You can sometimes find things in there for thrift store prices, especially when these booths, they're ready to get rid of some inventory that's been sitting there for a while. They just want to get it out the door so they can bring more stuff in there. All right, another thing I love to collect, and I have quite a few of them, I need to put them together, is these ball jars. I got this one for $4.50, and look at the crazing on it. I loved that. And I have two other yellow ones. One is in my booth. It was a little bit more lemon, like this color yellow, really bright yellow. I have one over in my kitchen that has a little bit more of a sunflower yellow look to it. And then there's this one. And then I have a green one, I have a white one, and another like navy one in my booth trying to sell. But they've been up there, the two I have in my booth have been there for a little while, not really moving. I may bring them back home and add them together, because I've mentioned this before when you're decorating. If you have collections, group them together when you can. That makes such a statement with your collection. It makes them just stand out more. It looks so much better than scattered all over the place. So group them when you can. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find a place that I can group all of these together and use them. But love that. All right, next thing I found, and I found this is just a tin. Y'all know I've started collecting these actual vintage tins, and this one is for buttermints. Love the colors on it. I put these in my kitchen above my Hoosier cabinet, but I got this one for $8 at a local store that does home decor and paint supplies and stuff like that. And speaking of vintage things, I bought these off of eBay. I've been wanting this one. I love the colors for fall. You know, it's the kind that's you pull the handle of the sifter. And the reason I like this kind is I can put the candles down in here. Hold up one second and I'll show you how I do that. Okay, this is one I already have, and I have it in my kitchen on my noodle board. But these little candles, like this size, Walmart sells them. A lot of places sell them. I feel this is rice and a little bit of like tiny pebbles that I had from Dollar Tree. I put in there just enough to even it out, and then those fit down perfectly in it. So you got your really unusual candle holder. And I'll show you why, because you see that little piece right there? It sticks out about 1/4 inch. So if you put your candle down in there without putting something around it, it just kind of rocks on the piece. So I'll fill that up, and the screen's small enough that using rice or those little pebbles won't fall through. But this one's gonna look really good at Thanksgiving to use. And then after Thanksgiving, I could kind of turn it more away if I didn't. But I would use this year round with all of my collection of pieces there. But love that one. And this one I thought would look good at Christmas time with the check there, or really any time. But they have similar graphics, like you see the little food plates, but similar but different. There's different ones. I've looked at them. Some of them are very similar. Some of them are different on each one. But I love my sifters. They are very hard to find in my area. You look up and you find like this one that I just showed you with the apples. As a matter of fact, I have one in my booth to sell right now. And I have one like that in my booth to sell. But they're very, you know, you've seen plain ones, but to see the decorative ones, they're very, very hard to find. So I go to eBay and find them. And usually they're like $15 to $18. But the catch is you're paying another probably 10 to 12 to have it shipped to you. So, but if I found one of these in an antique store, it was probably going to be $22 to $25, if not more. So it comes out to be about the same thing. Okay, next I found these vintage wooden spools. This one thrift store, it was a Habitat for Humanity. They must have got a truckload of these in because they had a big long shelf just lined up, slam full of these, and they were $5 a piece. Many of them didn't have thread on them, but I dug through and got the ones that I liked. I loved the colors on this one for fall. I mean, that's kind of some crazy thread there, or yarn, but I just loved it. They're dusty, I need to clean them. And then I love the green on that one. And I mean, you could just sit them around like this, put candles on them, kind of cross them over like that. I don't know. I'll figure out something to do with them because I just love the way they look. All right, next is in that same thrift store, they have the bagged items. And this was $2, and it's just little wooden tulips that I can use in some kind of craft. I am going to figure out that it's going to go in my craft stash, and I'm sure I will find something to do. But with those bagged items, I had gotten a bag, and I've already taken these out, and it was $3 for this bag. But it had one of these little glass flowers. I actually got bigger ones that are like this big around. I hang them in my trees. I got little shepherd's hook things that hang up in the trees, and I hook them down on that, and they hang down like little ornaments outside in my trees. So, love that one. Never seen one that small. And in that same bag was these little vintage, and it says Japan on the bottom, little salt and pepper shakers. Love those. And then this one odd one, I actually have one like this. I have the whole set. It's the deviled egg holder with the 2 chickens in it. So love that. So that was all in one bag. And like I say, it was like $3 or $4. I can't remember exactly. Make sure I didn't have another one in there. And then I found for 50 cents this little tray, and it is hand painted there. I've got some like the big ones, but I just love the little miniature ones. Set it in a little picture stand or something in a vignette would be so sweet. And then I found this hand carved, it's a gourd. You can hear the stuff still rattling inside the seeds, that someone has used like the wood burner or whatever and carved out this owl. And then, you know, he just sits like that. I just thought he was so cute. He is gonna look so good in my fall decor. And he was $3. And for $1.50, yes, I forgot, this was in a bag. These little miniature cutting boards, all 3 of them for $1.50. But then the back sides don't have anything on them, so I could display them. You know how I have my little cheese board there that I showed last haul, that I put stuff in? How I just stick all kind of things in that? You could do that with these little cutting boards. You know how people collect the cutting boards and they just stack them up? I could do that with that. I could take the time to sand this and do some kind of transfer on them or something, but I think they'd be pretty just stacked in a little board like that. All right, the thrift store I got this from, everything was half off that day. And I loved this piece. So I paid $3 for it. It's a little stained glass piece, the little angel. I'll sit these around on my back porch, usually on the west facing side over here. So the evening sun, when it comes through, it shines through these and they look so pretty. I got a little tiny one. So this one will look really pretty out there with that. All right, I found this and I'm trying to see, I think it was $1.99. Just vintage little print, has that kind of hanger on it. I love the little frame. I love, you can see it's a little small. I love vintage little golden frame pictures. And then it's just lady sitting by the water. I'm thinking though that I might take and paint this matte in more of a shade of green. That I'm not as crazy about the brown matte. So that's a possibility that I might do. And y'all know I love my birds. I have tons of them, but I still buy them. I love this one, and it has $3. It was half off of that one. But just loved the little colors. And I am so shocked that this one is not chipped, especially these sharp little wing points. But I've looked at it really well. Nothing's chipped. Nothing has been broken and repaired. So, love that one. All right, that's all I have for this haul. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you don't already subscribe to my channel, I would love for you to join my YouTube family. And please like the video and comment if possible. That makes YouTube realize that people are enjoying the video, and they'll continue to show it to those who don't already subscribe to my channel. I know some of you may watch this on your TV, so it's hard to comment because I do the same thing. If I'm watching on my TV, I'm not really able to go in and comment, but you can click in to the like button. I mean, it's enough that you're watching it. I appreciate the fact that you're watching the video. Don't get me wrong. I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much for that. That helps, but YouTube's algorithm gets a little crazy sometimes. They want to see that people are actually liking the videos and they're commenting on them. So if at all possible, I would really appreciate for y'all to do that for me. I hope y'all enjoy it. Y'all have a very blessed day. Bye.